Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, I've been having a lot of good fortunes these last couple of days, but I got to remind myself that I can't allow myself to get too complacent when I'm having good fortunes because that's usually what causes a huge reversal of fortunes. I was just thinking about another time where I got too complacent and let my guard down. In 2017, just after Trump had been elected, I was at a computer Olympiad contest and I won first place in three events that year, if I remember correctly. Breakthrough, Chinese checkers, and the lines of action. I won the number one AI in three events. And I came home that spring, earlier before I went to the conference. I had just bought another car. I had an accident, car accident a year earlier, and I was scared of driving. I had finally bought a car and returned to driving, and I was really proud of the fact that I was safe now and I wasn't engaging in risky decisions like I had in the past. I used to daydream a lot behind the wheels, and I vowed to never do that again. Obviously, because of the accident, my car insurance rates were a lot higher now, and as I was quoting with the car insurance agent, the agent was Asian, and sometimes Asians speak very loosely to each other. And she told me, "Why don't you just go get married? You'll save a lot on your car insurance." And she pulled up on her computer what my rates would be if I had gotten married. And that was really upsetting. I was already upset about the insurance rates. At the time, I was in the midst of a career pivot. Money was tight as it was. And hearing that didn't really ease anything. I was also not having good luck meeting my future wife either. So hearing all of that didn't really appease me at all. It did the opposite of what she thought it did. But this is an Asian middle aged woman, and so she probably has children of her own, and so I tried to take it in stride. I was so upset that when I got home, I logged onto Bumble and suggested, what anybody that's paying too much for car insurance, why don't we get married and we'll both save on car insurance as a joke because I had been really upset. I had been really upset at the remark. Next day, a girl had messaged me saying, "Hey, I'm interested." And I thought she was genuinely interested at the idea that we could save insurance by getting married. And I asked her, "Well, how much are you paying for insurance? What do you drive?" I was trying to see if somebody else had a similar sentiment as I did. It turned out she didn't even drive. She was interested because she likes guys who can think outside the box. We had gone to an Italian restaurant in downtown Seattle, and I got too excited, and I had left in a hurry just after work one day, and when we got back to my car, I realized somebody had broken into my car and stolen my laptop, and I normally wouldn't let my guard down like that, but I had just been really upset at my car insurance rates, and then a girl thought that was funny. It was just too much for me. The mental turbulence of that, a lot of people don't seem to appreciate, right? Unfortunately, turbulences like that are also why I tend to get bad performance reviews at work, why I get into fights with my roommates. Good luck getting any of those people to accept that these things are really tough for me, right? Okay, fast forward 8 years later, Trump had just been elected. See, this is a recurring theme. Every time after Trump, I was having a difficult time networking with anybody in Phoenix. I wasn't making a whole lot of friends here. And then my grandmother had passed away. I was really messed up. At my grandmother's funeral, I asked my grandmother to go talk to Mary Curry to see if Mary Curry would set me up on a blind date. I went back to Bumble, and you guys know the rest of that story. I was so lost and confused coming back here to Taiwan that I didn't come as prepared as I should have. I only brought two credit cards, and they both stopped working. A Discover credit card and a Discover debit card, and they both stopped working because Discover had some kind of meltdown with their sister company here in Taiwan. They're not uh, operating in Taiwan anymore. I spent the whole day brainstorming what to do because I didn't want to bother. I knew if I asked my grandmother, she would loan me some money until I get home. Once I get home, I can wire her money easily. I knew she would help me out with that, but I didn't want to bother her. My grandmother's 94 years old. Uh, my aunt and uncle also live here. They're nearing retirement. They got a lot of things on their mind, and also my cousin now has two children of her own, babies, and they sometimes they help with that too. And so they got elderly family members and babies to take care of. And so I was really trying to brainstorm this on my own. It doesn't help that it's very difficult to call the credit card companies. First of all, I got to call at odd hours because of the time difference. I'm staying in a hostel right now. Noises are always tricky, and also the phone just sometimes doesn't work for whatever reason. I went through my suitcase after brainstorming all day, headache all day about this, and not doing everything that I want because I'm trying to conserve what little cash that I have. I go to my suitcase and it dawned on me I had all these Japanese yen, Chinese renminbi, euros that I could exchange. And when I added it all up, it was not an insignificant amount. It wouldn't get me to the rest of the trip, but at least enough that I could have time to figure out the credit cards. And so I look up what banks can go exchange this, and that wasn't as trivial as you might think because some banks they don't want to take cash that's not in good condition. Some of the money have been sitting in my suitcase for ages. Like you guys remember the last time I went to Europe and China and all that? It was before the pandemic, right? Anyway, I go to the bank. It was a 2 mile walk away, and I go exchange it. I got 26,000 Taiwanese dollars, and I shot a quick video of all the serial numbers. I was so relieved. And I didn't have to bother grandmother again. And so I went to bed and I just collapsed. I was so relieved. You got to remember, I'm on top of the world. The girl that I met on Bumble, a dream job to go home to after I'm done with this trip. And I sorted out the money. The money situation had given me a headache for a couple of days, and I sorted it out. I was on top of the world, and I quickly went into dreamland. Next day I woke up, I was thinking, I got to brainstorm. How much do I have, and what credit cards am I waiting for? And so I was just about to brainstorm all that. I thought maybe I should count my money again, and that's when I realized somebody stole it. It was really upsetting because not only, I mean, that's not the worst thing that I've ever had stolen from me, but you got to understand that came from all the money that had been in my suitcase for what 6, 7, 8 years, and it was like a piece of my body almost like a pet, And so I very reluctantly went to exchange it just so I don't have to bother grandmother, and now somebody stole it from me. It was kind of like in the 1970s when a treasure hunter had unearthed part of Yamashita's treasure, a one-ton gold Buddha, and within weeks of him doing that, it was stolen from him. President Marcos took it from him, right? You can kind of think of it as being akin to that, right? And or imagine if tomorrow Donald Trump decides to confiscate all of my bismuth because we need it for a nuclear bomb, right? It kind of felt like that, right? It really did, and just very, very upsetting. But both of these times happened just months after Donald Trump got elected. I wonder if there's a significance to that. I don't think it's a coincidence. But both of them happened because I got excited, complacent, mental roller coaster. These ups and downs. Oh my God, I met a girl on Bumble. Oh no, my credit cards don't work. Yay, I found all this currency in my suitcase. Those things have a tendency to throw me like you wouldn't believe. Oh, when the computer Olivia, oh no, my car insurance rates are a lot higher than I think, and I need to get married to save. Oh, but I met somebody using that as a pickup line. Those things will throw me. And I need to get better at weathering these emotional roller coasters. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.